Greetings from Kiel, where we've just basically come from the ferry from Gothenburg on Stena Line, and we've had a night in a hotel, and we're about to start the Kiel Canal, which is about 6 kilometres away.
A bit overcast today, so a little bit cool, but I think we'll warm up once we get going. There's a small headwind, so something to work against.
It's about 23 degrees today, and so we're looking forward to it. We'll plan to give some insight into the Kiel Canal as we travel. Here we are, about as close to the opening of the Kiel Canal as we can get, and this is where large ships and boats are coming through to head towards Brunsbüttel. This is the first of the ferry crossings, and directly after the first lock on the Kiel Canal. We're just right on the edge of Kiel, and yeah, very cute little guy. Here we are at this sign here, which actually tells us that the road ahead of us is closed, and we have to follow the route to go back over the ferry and then onto the other side through the forest to get back onto the south side of the canal. So this is what we're about to do. So we're now on the south side of the canal, not the north side. So that's beautiful. It's a little bit of a time waster when we went halfway down to the bridge and we got to the sign that said that the cycle path was closed. Anyway, we're back on track now and we're doing good. After a 20-kilometre detour and up and around the canal bridge that was closed, we're now back onto the canal, back onto the canal cycle path.
It was a bit depressing to see the Centrum 5 kilometres away when we'd already done 20.
So anyway, so we're back on track now, and I guess I wonder if I can see the bridge that was the problem. Oh yes, there we go. So that's the bridge that caused all the problems in the traffic this morning. Another ferry crossing for today, getting on to the other side of the canal, and it's a little bit more direct on the other side of the canal, so we do another one. The transport in the northern part of Brunsbüttel. Cable car, basically, underneath the bridge. Pretty amazing. Second morning of our time on the Kiel Canal, and we had just come down from Rendsburg to Schluss, and now we are in a day of rain this morning and a strong headwind, and we're sort of like, okay, yep, we just set our mind to the fact that it's going to be a strong headwind all day and lots of rain. So, and breakfast is in this little shelter. So we've cycled about 2 kilometres this morning to find this one. We're on the south side of the Kiel Canal. This is pretty much what you would expect to see. Lots of lovely big ships coming through the canal, and the concrete path that they use for service vehicles to service the Kiel Canal. It's also a great opportunity. One's wider than the other, and it works very well. So about every 5 to 10 kilometres, probably 10 kilometres, you come across a ferry that crosses the river from the north to the south. We seem to have disturbed a flock of ducks. Here on the path we just came across an obstacle in our path. It goes for about 200 metres. There is a way around it. It goes around the back of that tree on the south side, and you can skirt around the fence on the north side. Not sure what it's for, but there didn't seem to be anything in between, and a lot of people have gone around it. So we just ducked around it and got through. Sometimes along the Kiel Canal you actually find that you get a diversion, and it takes you through little villages and country lanes. So this is one of the country lanes. It's actually beside a couple of wind turbines here, but it's a very, very beautiful country lane. What time is it?
It's we just ate our German donuts.
Delicious. We had donuts, and this is a little stop on the way called Fischerhut. And it's another place where the ferry comes over. So the path earlier today, as I mentioned, was cut with grass, and this is at Fischerhut, is a place where we've just taken a diversion about 5 kilometres around the canal, and through the little villages and stuff on the village roads, but come across this little place here with an old boat, an old ferry there, and a little picnic spot, and we're hoping that we can continue along the canal here on the path. It's raining, so we've got this situation where the rain is coming and going.
Coming and going.
Do we put our overshoes on? Do we leave them off? Do we put our coats on? Do we sweat in our coats?
I think it's the 4th time we've put our overshoes on and off. But now it looks like it's setting, and we've still got 38 kilometres to go. So I think we better keep our shoes dry.
This way it goes. Well, we just crossed over the ferry onto the north side of the river, the canal. And I don't know if you can see, but there's quite a lot of wind over that side of the canal. Now we've turned over to the north side and there's hardly any movement on the trees at all. So it's much quieter because of this big row of trees here. So much nicer. What do you think, Suze?
Things are a lot easier.
Yeah, so we'll give it a go on the north side. All our sparrows go to the north side. Lunch. We've got about an hour to Brunsbüttel, so we're really happy. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, so we've done pretty well. It's been a headwind the whole way on the other side, on the south side, and it's been quite strong. And off and on rain, we've had overshoes off and on, and it's been quite a challenge this morning, but it's a pleasure to come onto this side, but we'll see how long it lasts. So we saw the rain coming along the canal and we decided to duck into this little place underneath all the trees. It is a good idea. I don't know if you can see the driving rain that's coming through there now, but we're completely dry under these trees, and so it was a good choice. So we're hoping that it'll stop pretty quickly and then we'll get into Brunsbüttel, which is only 8 kilometers away, and we'll have lunch. So there's 3.15 kilometers to go. We just come up to Oostermuur and
From one sea to the other sea.
yeah,
North Sea to the Baltic Sea.
this is one of the last ferry crossings, and it's been absolutely blowing on us now. Headwind maybe 15 knots. It's been hard work trying to get through there. To see other people go in the other direction, maybe it's a good thing to check the wind. They're just flying along like crazy. Hello, Basil here. This is downtown in Brunsbüttel. You get down into one of the main streets here and it's a festive fair. So maybe they're setting up for tonight. So we finally reached the end of the Kiel Canal. It's just been a lot of wind along the track, and but it's been a great track. 110 kilometres turned into 145, and yeah, it's been great. So here we are at the end of the marina area, and so this is the end of the Kiel Canal track. Place over the back there is a little cafe there, cafe and restaurant. You can get a Wiener Schnitzel for 8 or 9 euro.
Lunch.
That was
We
lunch.
were hungry.
And that's about it.